Hey, very good morning, traders. How are you today? Tuesday. Oh no, it's Wednesday. Oh, the week is going so quickly. I've been working so much this last days that hard to keep up. So Wednesday, June 25th of March. Today we have something quite fun, quite funny. We've got President Trump. I was just having a look here. He is on a live speech at the moment, talking about Iran and how the war is
Finishing that
going,
too. In the meantime, during
and
this
this
brief
survive.
disruption, the United States is offering political risk insurance to any tankers
So
operating in the Gulf. So we're putting up risk insurance. We'll uh, perhaps go alongside of them for protection. We don't think it'll be necessary. If it is,
so basically, what he has said this morning was that the war is pretty much won. Um, they have sunk about 51 ships from the Iran's naval fleet. Um, so they're doing really good. They have destroyed all the Iran drones factories and other bits and pieces. So what he's basically claiming is that the war over there can finish quite quickly. He doesn't want to destroy certain parts of the Iranian power and some other stuff that the Iranians really need to survive with. So he's just trying to keep his calm and try not to destroy everything, but they can do that if they have to. Of course, you know, Trump is being Trump, right? Trump likes media and he likes to talk quite a lot. But if it is true, we could see the war ending actually a lot quicker than a lot of people expected, which is quite good. And then he's talking about lower oil prices for Americans, but hasn't talked about lower oil prices for the rest of the world. Of course, he is looking after his people, right? So we can't really blame him for that. But all good. Let's see how the market's going to react on that on that news about what he has said so far, and let's prep for it, right? So let's have a look here on the gold and see what exactly has been happening for the past 24 hours. I would like to thank you for you guys that have been following us and being together with us in this journey. Welcome to the trading cage, and this is where we beat the gold. Let's see how we're gonna beat it today. As I said yesterday, we should have a three candle pattern here on the daily, and this is exactly what's happening right now. So, candle 59 opened up, so we had candle 57 going on target, candle 58 tested, okay, uh, sorry, candle 58 rejected that support, and candle 59 tested down, so it's going up. Um, it has reached the first target of the three candle pattern, which is 50% of the down movement, okay? But after grabbing all that liquidity below, as I said before, I do expect this price rising up a little bit, at least until about here. Minimal of candle, sorry, not here. Minimal of candle 26. Okay, so I expect price to come around here to at least test that to see where it is going to go. Just give me 1 second. Just sorting out one thing here. Mm, just sorting out a trade here. Be a second. Cool. All right, done. Let's go back to our gold. So right now we have got, let's say, we have got these resistance up above. Okay, so this is what we're expecting the gold to do. Um, and that should be a great target for it to hit very soon. But let's see how it's going to design that entry point for us. All right. Over here at, oh, I was trying to change that color. That did not change. Red. Okay. There we go. And now I've got to unselect that. Here at the 1 hour, we can see how the opening of the Asian market yesterday, we had a very big push up. Right now, we had candle 60 here, testing that trigger candle. And candle 61 is testing the same trigger candle, trying to break through that to continue on its way up. At the moment, we are above that 50% of that movement of the last retraction. Okay, but we must see price actually breaking through that trigger candle before we can actually get into that trade. So we need to wait for that one. Price here is playing up a little bit. So it is touching trigger candles here on 15 minutes. So we gotta wait for that. We have got this trend line here. Okay, so we've got that trend line going up in there at the moment. So let's see if the market will continue to go up and if it will continue to respect that trend line. It should do, okay, but we've got to wait for it. Candle 61 is testing down once again. It can test as far as these trigger candles here, okay? We don't want to see it testing too much, but it can. And then we've got to see if it's really going to break through that trigger 51. If it does that, we do have a bit of inefficiency here on candle 801, 108, sorry. and this here should accelerate the price. But then we do have to the left, we have got um, this resistance in there, which we've got to keep an eye out for. We have broken through the structure already. So price broke through the structure here on candle 50, made a nice pullback. It has confirmed this pullback to the highs, but it's just in that trigger candle right now. So we better wait for it to see what's going to happen. On the 15-minute chart, what we have got is we have got the pullback. It's the same pullback that has been confirmed on the 1 hour, which can actually put a Fibo here. Can actually put a Fibonacci here, and we'll see that this 50% was broken by a candle 53. Okay. Now, what we don't want to say is candle 58 breaking through this 50% and then coming to the lows once again. The reason it's doing this, it's because it hasn't managed to break through the trigger candle to the left, which is the same trigger on the 1 hour chart. Okay. So this is exactly the same movement. So if it can't break through that trigger candle, it's going to have to come and grab liquidity below to try to go back and make that same movement once again. I have told you guys that the market has already gone on the target, which is the 50% for our 3 candle pattern. So it has done what it's supposed to do. All we can do right now is actually wait for it to see if it's going to make a pullback and reject this 50%, come back up once again, or if it's going to continue to go down. If it does, it will have to get the liquidity from below. So it will have to grab this liquidity here. Okay. So this is where the market would have to come to. All right. So basically, it can come down as far as these trigger candles here. For a going long trade, it would be better if it didn't break through this support, okay, this structure here that it generated. So it would be better if it didn't, because then it can reject from here and move back up. If it does break through this 50%, it can come down to these trigger candles below, but then I wouldn't be looking to go long right now on any sort of trade. I would be waiting for it. All right. Let's have a look now at our 5-minute chart. We've got our uptrend. Oh, sorry. Forgot to unselect it. So trend line is basically here. Okay, so that's gone. We also have got support in this region. So this is our region of support right now. Right there. So we've got to wait now to see how the price is going to react in this region where it's sitting at the moment. You're just going to come to grab the liquidity below. Okay. All right. So it is breaking through that 50 right now. Let's have a look at the 5 minutes. What the 5 minutes will have for us. This looks like a sort of a channel, but I'm not quite sure yet if it is. We can, if we do that and then we put a short on, it's 50%, should be around there. So we are below the 50% of the channel. All right. So we've got to look at this and be a little bit careful about it. We do have a channel here. We can see where the price came up to the 50% of the channel, and then um, it just used the lower part of the channel right now. So we got to be a little bit careful because this price can actually drop down. This can be just a retraction of the price as we are at the 50% of the last retraction, okay, of the last movement. So let's go back to our 1 hour. Where is it? No, well, let's go back to the daily here just so I can mark this up properly. So as we are just about the 50% of the last retraction, this could be just a pullback for the price to continue its movement to the lows, okay? Could be just a correction of the price. So let's be careful with it around this 50%. So right now the candle 172 did go to that trigger candle below here. At the moment it should be, let me just put my Fibonacci here again. Okay, so at the moment it's still below that 50%. On 5 minutes, price is trying to come down. If it does, it's going to have to grab the liquidity below candle 142 because price went up, then it tried to come back up, couldn't do it, had to go lower than candle 99 to grab that liquidity below. Right now, it tried to go back up, it couldn't reach that maximum higher today. So if it does that and it can't break through that trigger candle, then it's going to have to look for more liquidity. The place for it to find more liquidity, um, it is below candle 142. Okay, so that's the place where it can look for liquidity. The first point is the trigger candles to the left, of course, but then if that's not enough, it's going to have to come back down to grab the liquidity below here, which is pretty much 2,500 points. It's quite a bit. It's quite a good trade. Let me just have a look at something here quickly. Okay. So candle 173 is coming down on, continues on its way down. Candle 58 is just testing trigger candle 48 here on the 15 minutes. Candle 174 broke through that 50%. I need a test from candle 174 up so I can try to short it. So it has come and has tried to grab liquidity from the trigger candle. I'm going to short this with a very low stop. And let's see what's gonna happen. Because right now the price is telling me that it broke through the 50% of this last movement. It broke through these trigger candles here, so it closed inside of them. We just gotta be a little careful because gold these past days, it has been breaking through trigger candles, but it hasn't continued on its way down or its way up after breaking through the trigger candles. So it has changed a little bit of its frequency. Um, so we got to be a little careful about this when it breaks through those trigger candles. On 1 minute, it does have the obligation of continuing on its way down. Grab my trade. Let's see if it's going to continue now. Something weird's going on with my prop firm here. It's not loading up my platform. So I'm gonna adjust my stop now, and let's see if this price will continue to come down to grab the liquidity below. I'm gonna hold it about there because this is support right now. Let's see if price will be able to continue. It has a liquidity here below candle 152, so it should accelerate when it reaches there. We have gone past those 400 points, so we are going to put it on break even. Let's see if it will continue to come down. It has accelerated. There's liquidity below, so it should come down here. Come on, buddy. If it doesn't continue to break through because of these support to the left, oh no, it's going to go there at once. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. Otherwise, I'm putting it on my pocket. Come on. Push, push, big push, big push. Just one more. One more push. One more push. On the 1 minute candle 869 is testing 50% of the last candle. If it breaks through that 50%, then I'm not holding this trade anymore. I will get out of the trade with 700 points. But this is just a test of candle 175, so I had to hold it. It actually might pay even a little bit more than this, but not liking how candle 170 here. It's getting really close to that 50%. Let's say if it continues, if it doesn't break through, I will clear that trade. with 800 points of gain. But at the moment, what the context tells me is that it does need to grab liquidity below. I have put my order just above support here. You can see where price rejected. Come on, just one push. One big push. See how it's fighting through that support, and that paid. Cool. So that's 1600 points of take, which is quite nice. And it should come to stop these guys below right now. That's a very big push from sellers. Now, why didn't I hold this trade until down here? Simply because we have a region here where we saw buyers acting, okay? And then if this is a region where buyers tend to push the price up, I prefer to get what's mine and then let the players fight on for theirs. Now, this is 50% of the day, so price may give us a three candle pattern here and a rejection of this 50% to go up. We know that price needed liquidity. It came here to grab liquidity below candle 142, and now it can retract and move on its way back up. So let's see how candle 175 will react right now. We've got to wait for it to close. That's 2 minutes for it to close. We've got the on the 1 minute, we've got candle 872 coming back up, candle 873 possibly will test that trigger candle 869 to see if it finds resistance in that region. If it does find resistance, price may continue on its way down. At the moment, it's just looking like a liquidity grab. Let's see if that's what it is. I have got a something went wrong here with my prop firm. When I tried to put the trade um, on my prop firm as well, and I'm trying to say what is going on. I really don't know. Okay, so candle 175 is rejecting that 50% right now. I can't just buy just yet. I've got to see how candle 176 will perform, simply because this is a region of 50%. Have a look at the same regional support where we took our trade out. So it pretty much closed in the same region. It could have come as far as that, and then it could not have moved any. Let's have a look. Candle 176. Testing now trigger candles to the left. So we have this base here, which is a resistance for the price. On the 15 minutes, you can see it quite quickly. Uh, if we put it here, if we put this line here, you see where the resistance is right there. Okay, so this is where the price is at the moment. If it does break through that, then it will be telling us that this price is ready to come back up, and then it will generate a three candle pattern here on the 15-minute chart. Okay, so there's no point of us jumping into another trade right now, simply because this could come and test that 50% and those trigger candles and reject and come back down once again. If it's just a liquidity grab, it's going to break through that 50 and come back up to the highs to break through that trigger candle on the 1 hour chart. I have found out what went wrong with my prop firm. They did not take the payment out. This is what went wrong. I'll have to have a chat with them. That's not good. So candle 176 came here to the region of 50%, just below those trigger candles to the left. Hasn't been able to break through them yet. So same thing here on 15 minutes. We can see where it reached. If it does break through that 50 on the next candle, oh, it didn't break through. It would allow us to buy on the next one if it had broken through. Okay, well, let's wait a bit more. That's all we can do right now. Now, if candle 177 actually comes down here and tests this trigger candle 175, it will actually be testing this support below, which means that we can possibly get into a buy on that next candle. It hasn't tested that trigger candle yet, because if it does reject that trigger candle, it will be telling us that it has found support in that region. The trigger candle should have left. It is a resistance still, but then if it tests support and can't break through that support, it's gonna have to come back up. So let's have a look. We would put our entry point above the 50%, just in case, with a short stop. We have done a trade already that paid us 1,600 points. So we don't want to be mucking around with that. Okay, so kind of tested that region. Wanted it to come a little bit lower, but it hasn't done that. What we can do is we'll put a buy here above that 50% and see if it will come to grab that. Or better, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for price to break through these trigger candles. I'm not gonna risk it right now. We already have put pretty much 1%, about 1.5% of our wallet on our pocket. So let's just wait for candle 177 to break through those trigger candles properly. And then we can actually get into a buy into the upper regions. There's only 1 minute and a half to go. Of course, we don't want price to rush up. We have inefficiency here on candle 172. We don't have a lot on candle 173. So let's see how far up this price would push. See, we've got candle 177 really having a hard time here breaking through those trigger candles. So that's why we say patience pays the trader. We do not need to rush through. We can always wait for it. All right, so let's see. Candle 177 closed in the region of the trigger candle. 178 couldn't break through, is pushing price back down. This is support for the price, okay? So what we talked about just before, this could be a three candle pattern here. It's a little bit risky because it's below the trigger candles that it couldn't break before. But it's testing. Let's see how far it tests down. If it tests down as far as this 50% of the day here and comes back, that would be telling us that this price is actually going to go back up, okay? Let's see. It came down as far as the trigger candle 872. This is a 3 candle pattern here. So what I'll do is I'll put a long trade here. With a stop on the 50% of the day. How many points do we don't have much? We don't have much space into those trigger candles. About 400 points. Okay. Just gotta be careful here because we need to protect this trade. Quite quickly, because we don't want to lose what we have made, just in case price reaches that those trigger candles and then it fails to break through them once again. So we gotta be a little bit careful about that. Price got into our support region once again. It is a 3 candle pattern on the 15 minutes. I'm gonna take this black line out just in case price does go there and then picks up our entry point and then hits my line. See, imagine if it hits my line and then it holds just because I have my black line in there. So I'll take it out. Okay, so candle 178. Still holding down there. Price hasn't come back. Candle 60 is trying to come back up. If it's not gonna pick up our order to pay, it's better if it doesn't go back up. But we can see a big push here from buyers who are holding the support. But then we got sellers pushing price down. Okay, so candle 178 closed in that region. Candle 179 has tested up. Trigger candle 177. So I'm taking out my buying order. Okay. Let's see how that's going to play out. So on 1 minute here, we can see the price is basically going a bit sideways. It hasn't really gone one way or another. So we just got to wait, okay? It's one of those times that we've got to be patient with the market. Wait for it. We are getting quite close to our 10 o'clock. So as we know, I do have to go trade with my students very soon. What I'll leave you guys with is I'll leave with, you with an overview of what might happen with these price. So right now we are above 50% of the day. Okay, we did have that three candle pattern on the daily chart. So right now what could happen is, and we need to keep an eye out for this, is if this price breaks through this 50 here and then tests through, because this here will be a resistance for the price if price does break through. Okay, if price does break through that, it has quite a lot of inefficiency here below where it can come to grab. Okay, so just wait for it. Um, wait for it to do that. If it does, then you can actually get a on a short trade. Okay, you can actually short the market there. If it does that, you can short the market here. Okay, coming down. Um, if it doesn't, if it stays above this region, you can actually look into good buy points here. You can actually buy just above this 50%. Okay, so basically, if it does, if it breaks through this 50 here, you can just wait for it to test these trigger candles to the left, and then price should be coming on this way up to stop these guys here and go through that high. All right, so let me, if price does stay below this region, what you can expect is wait for it to break through this and then test, and then have a look if it's going to respect this trend line here. If it does respect the trend line, um, price may come back up once again. So it may come, grab liquidity and come back up. Now, if it does break through that trend line, then you have a good opportunity of shorting. You can short it here. Let's see if price does break through here, stays above it, test this trend line here. You can actually short it into about there, and that's your support. Okay. So there's plenty of points around this region. It still looks like price wants to come back up. Okay. So you got one candle 179 in there that push the price up. Um, you can still have some good opportunities around here um, to go long. Just wait to see if this price is actually going to break through that 50 because you've got those trigger candles to the left, okay? We took our order out because candle 178 was coming down quite a bit and broke through this trigger candle. So we had to wait for a confirmation. Candle 179 did not close inside of trigger candle 177. So there was no confirmation of this price coming back up. And we are just in the face of the trigger candle. So we better wait for that movement. All right. Guys, thank you very much. It's I do have to go now at 10 o'clock. It has been awesome to be here with you guys. I hope that you're enjoying this as much as I am. Okay. And I will see you guys tomorrow. It's been awesome to be here, and we took a very good trade out for the market today. So 1600 points. That was really good. Let's see how this price will behave. If it does break this 50%, I'll be going long once again to the highs, okay? It is confirming that three candle pattern here on the 15 minutes. So this will be awesome. Let's wait and see what the opening of the American market will do to the gold. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with your friends. This has been the Trading Cage, and this is where we beat the gold. You have a awesome day.